Continuity in comics, especially in DC Comics, can be quite complicated, but it's also really important. Recently, I read an interview with a DC writer who openly admitted to not researching or reading any prior works about the characters that they were going to write. They didn't even look into the story that the book was spinning out of. This was shocking to me, and I cannot believe that DC is actually bringing in writers like this. I do not want to say the writer's name, but I feel like if you want to do the research, you'll come across it pretty easily. This isn't anything new. Many writers have done this before, and it's usually pretty obvious when you get to read their books, though not many have actually acknowledged it in interviews, so that's pretty new. When I saw this writer discussing their perception of the two main characters that they were going to write, it became very clear that they had no understanding of what the characters have been through. And let's be clear, it's okay for writers to not be fans of the character or to be unfamiliar with their history. Sometimes this fresh perspective can lead to unique takes on characters. I've read many stories where writers who have done a great job have admitted to knowing little about the character before doing the character's stories. But I feel like I've always seen those kind of writers admitting that they did the necessary research and engaged with the characters' past stories to understand them before actually writing them. And I feel like that's how it should be. But in this case, we have a writer who has openly admitted that they haven't researched the character or read any of the previous stories and have no intention of doing so. And that's just an incredibly frustrating thing to hear as a fan. If you do not want to be restrained by continuity, that's fine. That's also okay, but just create an Elseworlds story where you can do whatever you like. But instead, they are launching this series in the main universe. This kind of thing usually leads to poorly written and inconsistent portrayal of these characters. In some cases, it can actually ruin years of character development, all because one writer had a random idea that they wanted to do without doing their homework, and an editorial didn't really want to say no for some reason.